He was an inspiring leader who stood out on Urban Meyer's Florida Gator football team, and he became a beloved part of sports in the late 2000s. Then, he went to the NFL, where he would be drafted 25th overall, despite concerns over his passing abilities. The Denver Broncos, coached by Josh McDaniels, were convinced they could develop the Heisman winner.
2 national championships, a Heisman trophy, a statue in his honor. Tim Tebow was college football royalty. So why did the most successful college quarterback of all time completely fail in the NFL? The answer will shock you. Before we dive into one of the most controversial NFL careers ever, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We're breaking down the biggest mysteries in sports, and trust me, this one's going to blow your mind. Today, we're dissecting exactly why Tim Tebow, a player who seemed destined for greatness, became the NFL's biggest what-if story. Let's start with what made Tebow special. At the University of Florida, he was unstoppable. Tim Tebow left the University of Florida as one of the most decorated college football players ever, with 2 national titles and a Heisman trophy. He was the first sophomore to win the Heisman, led Florida to 2 national championships, and had a completion percentage over 66%. In 2010, despite concerns about his throwing mechanics, the Denver Broncos selected Tebow 25th overall. The hype was massive. Fans were already buying jerseys. The media called it Tebowmania. But behind the scenes, scouts were worried. Draftniks picked apart his unorthodox throwing style and shoddy footwork. A poor performance at the Senior Bowl certainly didn't help matters. Still, his college success seemed to outweigh the concerns. How wrong everyone was. Here's the brutal truth. Tim Tebow never learned how to throw a football at an NFL level. This wasn't about arm strength or athleticism. This was about basic mechanics that should have been fixed in high school. According to House, one of the leading quarterback gurus, Tebow needed a lot more than 1 or 2% improvement when compared to elite quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Drew Brees. His throwing motion was fundamentally broken. During the 2011 offseason, Tebow worked hard to evolve his throwing motion into a more traditional look. Unfortunately, muscle memory being what it is, when 300-pound linemen started breathing down his neck, he reverted to his college throwing motion, a motion he has had for over a decade. The numbers don't lie. In the NFL, Tebow completed just 47.9% of his passes. That's not sustainable at any level, let alone the highest level of football. After executing a play action, Tebow has time and space to throw the ball, and the read is clearly defined. However, Tebow does not trust what he sees and takes a split-second hesitation. This, combined with his elongated delivery and inaccurate pass, results in an incompletion. Despite his mechanical flaws, something magical happened in Denver during the 2011 season. The Broncos started 1-4, benched Kyle Orton, and inserted Tebow as the starter. What followed was the most unlikely playoff run in NFL history. Tebow led Denver to the playoffs, completing just 46.5% of his passes, but somehow winning games. His running ability, leadership, and clutch performances in the fourth quarter created Tebow time. The Broncos even beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs on a dramatic overtime touchdown pass. But here's what people missed. This wasn't sustainable football. The Broncos were winning despite Tebow's passing, not because of it. Their defense was elite, and they were getting lucky in close games. The NFL would eventually figure this out. After that playoff run, Denver traded Tebow to the New York Jets. Why? Because they knew what everyone else would soon discover. You can't win consistently in the NFL with a quarterback who can't throw accurately. The Jets experiment was a disaster. Once again, another coach let Tebow down, clearly not using his abilities the way he was supposed to, merely because he didn't see him as a real quarterback. He was let go after one season, ruining his chances at an NFL career. But was it really the coach's fault? The premise here is that TT was NFL QB material, despite his clear inefficiencies, namely throwing the football and making wise, acute decisions at that level. This is not any coach's fault. In 2014, Tebow turned to former NFL quarterback Trent Dilfer for tutelage and support. Dilfer and passing guru Tom House worked to improve Tebow's throwing mechanics at the University of Southern California. Even Dilfer, who trained him, admitted, "This is one of the greatest players to play college football, and he didn't know how to pass." With a valiant effort, Tebow got signed with the Patriots and later the Eagles. However, he didn't play a regular season game for either team. 3 different organizations, 3 different coaching staffs, same result. Tebow couldn't function as an NFL quarterback. Here's what really killed Tim Tebow's NFL career. He was a system player trying to succeed in a league that had evolved beyond his system. In college, Florida built an entire offense around his running ability and unconventional skills. The NFL doesn't do that for unproven quarterbacks. Skip Bayless says Tim Tebow's NFL career came to a sad end because of the overwhelming fervor of Tebowmania. The media circus, the expectations, the pressure, it all became too much. But the real issue was simpler. He couldn't complete passes at an NFL level. The NFL requires precision, quick decision-making, and accuracy under pressure. Tebow's 47.9% completion percentage proves he lacked these fundamental skills. You can't overcome mechanical flaws with heart and determination alone. After failing to make the regular season roster of the New England Patriots and Philadelphia Eagles, Tebow pursued a minor league baseball career with the New York Mets organization from 2016 to 2021. Even his recent comeback attempts as a tight end with Jacksonville failed. Tim Tebow's NFL failure wasn't about lack of effort, character, or leadership. It was about fundamental football skills that couldn't be fixed at the professional level. He was a college legend who simply couldn't adapt to the NFL's demands. According to SpotRack, Tebow's career earnings in the NFL were $9,687,500, but his impact on the game was immeasurable. He proved that college success doesn't guarantee NFL success, and that sometimes the most beloved players aren't the most skilled. The lesson? The NFL is unforgiving. It doesn't care about your college stats, your character, or your fan base. It only cares about one thing. Can you play at the highest level? If you enjoyed this breakdown of why Tim Tebow failed in the NFL, subscribe for more sports analysis, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Tebow deserved more chances, or was the NFL right to move on? Check out our other NFL failure stories, and I'll see you next time.